Elon Musk just assisted Ukraine in sinking a second Russian vessel. The video shows a strike on the frigate Admiral Makarov, which serves as the Black Sea Fleet's flagship following the sinking of the cruiser Moscow. But why did he do it, and what consequences followed? Andrei Saplyenko, a Ukrainian journalist, allegedly filmed an attack on ships of the Russian Black Sea Fleet in Sevastopol that showed unmanned underwater vehicles. Although the video's authenticity has not yet been confirmed, Ukrainian media outlets also reported it. The air defense systems in Sevastopol apparently stopped drone attacks for several hours, according to the local governor Mikhail Razbazev. The surface drone was apparently destroyed and all of them were shot down. At the end of September, reports about the destruction of an enemy floating drone with a picture of one in the area of Abramov Bay close to the Navy base appeared in the Russian media. This is in close proximity to Omega Bay, where on October 29th, a 5-hour attack against Russian Federation Black Sea Fleet ships occurred. According to a report from August, the UK would send 6 underwater drones to Ukraine to assist in the search for mines in coastal waters. According to the British Ministry of Defence, the small autonomous vehicle can locate mines at a depth of up to 100 meters and is intended for use in shallow coastal environments. It is still unknown what kind of surface vessels were utilized in the Black Sea. Their precise features are still unknown. There are multiple sensors in the upper area of the unmanned boat that was discovered in September based on the photo. The main ones are an infrared front view gadget and a camera on a pole. The sensor most likely serves as a tool for situational awareness. Behind the camera is a flat antenna that might be used for communication or navigation. An analyst also predicts the existence of a warhead. A Russian ship was sunk in the Berdyansk port, according to a statement from Ukraine. 4 days after the invasion of Ukraine, the Russian troops took Berdyansk, which is west of occupied Mariupol. Russia has already acknowledged using the port as a base for moving military supplies. Explosions and a burning large ship are visible in the port in a video that the Ukrainian Navy posted. According to Ukraine, the fire has spread to other ships, a port's ammunition depot, and a fuel terminal. Things are pretty terrible for Russian warships in Ukraine at the moment. The missile cruiser Moskva that caught fire during an explosion on the morning of April 14th sank in the Black Sea while being towed during a storm. The Russian Federation's Ministry of Defense reported this. According to information provided by the Ukrainian Armed Forces, Elon Musk's Starlink satellites allowed them to accomplish this. As reported by the Washington Post and the New York Times, who both cited official sources, Ukraine fired missiles against the cruiser Moscow after receiving American intelligence. CNN cites its sources as saying that Washington gave Kyiv this information just before the fire broke out aboard the ship. The news channel was informed that the Ukrainian armed forces had discovered a vessel in the Black Sea and had asked the US for confirmation. According to CNN, the cruiser caught fire later, and as it was being towed to Sebastopol, the ship sank. It should be noted that Washington was unaware of Kyiv's specific plans for using the material it had obtained. You can't really place the blame here. The Times claimed that just before the Russian cruiser sank, an American Boeing P-8 Poseidon reconnaissance aircraft was cruising the Black Sea. The Kremlin suspects that a constellation of Starlink satellites was used to guide and correct fire on the cruiser Moscow, the flagship of the Black Sea Fleet. Elon Musk and the businesses he owns are essentially a strategic weapon for the US. Elon Musk and the Pentagon have been collaborating successfully for a while now. The Americans already acknowledged that they were giving Ukraine operational intelligence. Even President Joe Biden mentioned it when he met with Denis Shmyhal, the Prime Minister of Ukraine, at the White House. The nature of such data, however, has never been made public. When news of the cruiser's defeat reached the press, there were definitely rumors in the blogosphere, but the ship's air defense was taken down by a strike from a Bayraktar drone before the cruise missile attack. These drones have the capability to conduct reconnaissance and surveillance in addition to attacks. Furthermore, it's well known that Ukrainian drones send data to their military locations using Starlink satellites. Elon Musk thus actively supports Ukraine in its conflict. Everyone is now aware of Elon Musk's collaboration with the Pentagon and the military's use of Starlink satellites for tactical operations. Ukraine has benefited greatly from these satellites. So what's up with the US intervening in this war? Is their role as subtle as they claim? The Pentagon had an interesting answer to this. John Kirby, a spokesman for the Pentagon, claimed that the United States had not given Moscow any specific information. He asserts that the decision to fire on the Russian cruiser was made by the Ukrainians themselves and that the United States was unaware of it. So, is this actually the case? Elon Musk's satellite internet is used by the Ukrainian army to send all of its crucial intelligence data. Practically since the start of the conflict, Starlink has been active on Ukrainian soil. The northwestern Black Sea region is no longer under the jurisdiction of Russian warships from the Black Sea fleets. According to the Navy of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the naval forces were able to push the Russians back from Ukrainian shores by more than 100 kilometers. The Russian Federation ships were able to depart the Black Sea's coasts at some point between February 24th and the present, but the Navy did not indicate when exactly this occurred. However, it is undeniable that Elon Musk's assistance in this was crucial. It is claimed that the Russian Navy is attempting to retake control using air-launched cruise missiles and coastal missile systems. Elon Musk's Starlink satellites, according to the Ukrainian military, helped keep forces connected in the face of Russian attacks. According to the Washington Post, more than 5,000 Starlink internet terminals were operational in the nation as of last month. Fedorov told the newspaper that in light of the geopolitical tension between the two nations, Starlink proved to be highly beneficial for Ukraine. Ukraine has internet access thanks to Elon Musk's satellites. Though designed as a civilian tool, Starlink can potentially be used by the Ukrainian military to command drones and attack Russian tanks and positions. It's also guaranteed that surface ships, including cruisers and aircraft carriers at sea, will be discovered and sunk at a distance beyond the capability of their detection equipment, as was the case with the cruiser Moscow. Over the past 4 months, Russia has suffered a terribly severe blow. Ukraine has received over 12,000 Starlink terminals from a variety of nations, businesses, and organizations. Starlink satellites have made it possible to stabilize the nation's communications network, which under conflict conditions had been repeatedly attacked by Russian hackers. These satellites are known to aid Ukrainian intelligence officers. However, money is the biggest issue. The development of the idea for a large nuclear aircraft carrier of the Storm type costs over 300 million rubles, according to one official statistic, and the concept is still being developed. Even the cost of a project to build a new aircraft carrier, a semi-catamaran, with a displacement of 44,000 tons, is anticipated to be between $3 and $4 billion. And what about the 360-meter aircraft carrier being built as part of the Manatee project? There, the total will be almost 500 billion rubles. According to Alexander Mikhailov, director of the Bureau of Military Political Analysis, this sum is clearly unaffordable for the Ministry of Defense under the current circumstances. According to him, the high cost of construction is what prevents initiatives involving aircraft from moving forward. Many military professionals think that an aircraft carrier represents a power projection. Russia says that the last time the projected force was when the aircraft carrier Admiral Kuznetsov was established in Syria. In areas of the world where they may project power, Russia does not have any geopolitical responsibilities. On the other hand, even before the Second World War, the Americans started constructing aircraft carriers. The United States is an island nation. Therefore, the only way to travel anywhere and project power is by sea. Therefore, the fleet is the United States' primary fighting weapon. The entire American military war in Iraq was conducted from ships. The military doctrine of Russia is entirely defensive. Does it, therefore, need to participate in another weapons race at sea today? The chief of the Bureau of Military Political Analysis asks the same question as well. Will the future Russian aircraft carriers that will cost enormous sums of money to build become easy targets for Western missiles? By the time they finish building the ships, will they even be able to guarantee the entire safety of the ships, the planes they are transporting, and the personnel? Ultimately, the Russian economy is much more modest when compared to the manufacturing giants China and the US, which are producing comparable ships. So only time will tell if their decisions at the moment are worth it or not. And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. What do you think about Starlink's involvement in the war? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.